The one area I feel that they probably need to do a little bit better job is in the paint. Like even today, they were like under 50%, right? Like 17 or 40 or something like that. Um, so I think that's probably one area they may want to improve.
Well, let's actually talk about the biggest culprit of that, because I know a lot of people are going to want to hear about this. They're going to expect this. We were talking about this just before the show started. Precious Achiuwa, uh, man, he was. I don't know what he ended up shooting at the end of the game. Let me actually just pull it up right here. He was at one point he was like 1 for 9. He ended up at 22%. He was 2 for 9. He had some horrible misses. He had some horrible decisions overall. I think that's one of the big things that will hopefully, like, that's obviously the biggest area for improvement. Like when you look at Precious Achiuwa compared to how they just how the offense runs with Kem Birch on the floor, it's night and day. And you even saw it. I think it was in the fourth quarter when the Wizards started to make a run back and they made the switch. And Jack Armstrong called it out on the broadcast. They made the switch over back to Kem from Precious, because at one point the Wizards just started blitzing Van Vliet on the screen and roll, and they didn't even care what Achiuwa was going to do on there, because he really gives you nothing on the roll. Like he 2 for 9. Like I saw something where his usage last game against the Knicks was more than Fred, and he had an effective field goal percentage of like 38%, which for a big man, that's worse than, I'm pretty sure that's worse than Baines at his worst last year.
Probably.
Oh, poor Precious. Yeah, it looks like he has like cement bricks for hands, but like the hate on him is just too much. Like, the younger bigs take more time, and they didn't sign, like they got it. He's a bit of a project. He didn't play a lot last year in Miami. Like that's well documented. The team that came off a finals run, obviously he's playing behind a Bam Adebayo. You're not going to get minutes when you have an all-star big. So, for many cases, this is very much like his rookie year. Like he didn't play a lot of meaningful minutes last year. The role was very specific, and they're letting him roam a bit more. So they're much better with Kem on the floor. There's no question. He's much better at setting screens. He's been around. He knows. He just makes smarter plays. We probably would have seen more of Kem and less of Precious had Kem not gotten into foul trouble in the third quarter. I don't mind what they're doing with him. Remember Siakam's rookie year? He started. He was until they got Serge. At the trade deadline, Siakam was starting a lot of games at power forward and barely getting any touches. So I think that we'll likely see Kem continue to finish and come off the bench, where they're still looking for some more consistency in bench scoring. And he'll play like those more meaningful minutes down the stretch. But I don't have a problem with just Precious starting and getting those consistent development minutes. I mean, teams have done it. Remember DeMar's rookie year, he started every game. Just feed him those consistent minutes, but keep him out of the higher leverage times. That's how I would go about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, I think you kind of like, I'm not crazy about I mean, it's only 23 and a half minutes per game, which isn't a lot. But I mean, you look right here, like we're looking at stats from 2020 compared to 2021. He was 54%. And I think the thing that Miami did well with him last year was that they limited his involvement in the offense. Like right now I see a lot of him, like as soon as he gets that rebound, and I'm sure this is by design. I'm sure this is what the Raptors want their big men to do. But he's looking to push the ball up the court. But he almost gets to a point where there's like no turning back, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he just puts up a bad shot. He played a little bit better in the second half, where he would get the ball in the paint and he would look to pass. And he hit, I think, Fred on the 3. I think he might have hit Svi for 1 as well. He played much better when he knows that, you know, you got to look for the pass. You can't always be looking to go up for the shot. And to be honest with you, sometimes when he's going up for those shots, he's going up really soft. And like, you're not like, you know, against Montrez, you can't just throw up the shot and hope that it's gonna go in. You go up with some force. Jack Armstrong says it all the time on the broadcast. Just try to dunk it every time. And I don't know if he's in his head right now. I don't know if he's got a case of the yips. But he's just making bad decisions, and I do think that part of it is inexperience. And I'm hoping that with more time, he'll start to figure it out. And like you mentioned, he's still young. There's no sense in giving up on him. I understand the hate. Sometimes I think we do overblow the hate, though.
Oh, I was listening to another podcast, and they're talking about how because he was an acquisition in the Lowry trade, there's probably a bigger microscope on him, or there's a bigger magnifying glass on him because of the fact that Dragic was in the deal for financial reasons, but Precious is the player that the Raptors wanted, the young piece that they wanted back. So there's going to be that added pressure and that added focus on him. Was an acquisition.
Feedback there.
That was my
So yeah, they let him play through it. Like the minutes are gonna. I think as Kem gets his conditioning up, he had COVID, he missed training camp. Boucher missed training camp. He's still finding his way. Siakam is out. I'm sure there'll be times where they go small and Siakam plays center. He's not going to get 20 plus minutes a game once sort of guys come back and other guys get their games right and their conditioning right. So just folks relax, let him start, maybe give him his steady 15 a night, and be careful how you match him up. Like, I don't think you want him going up against Joel Embiid right now, but just be mindful of that and relax, folks. He's a young player and he's a little bit of a project, so people need to chill out a little bit.